Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21, and our second season of MotoGP is now underway with Qatar for round 1. So looking at the grid, we have Fabio Quartararo in pole position with Zarco and Bagnaia in the front, Vinales, Miller and Mir in the second, Martin, Rins, Oliveira, Spargo, Nakagami, Rossi, Espargaro, Binder, Petrucci, Morbidelli, Bastianini, Marini, Alex Marquez, Marc Marquez, Grant, Icolaquona and Lorenzo Savadori in the back of the grid. So here we go then from 21st on the grid, full acceleration ready to be enabled, and here we go. It's a decent start from Grant, not the best in the world, but I think we got a decent start to get ourselves into some good positions. Here we go, can we scythe our way through the pack, trying to break very firm around the outside of Rossi. Look at us up on the inside, up into 11th place, that's 10 places already in just one corner, now up into 10th position. Can it get any better for the MotoGP World Champion? What a start that truly was. That's probably one of my best starts ever since Portimao last season. Absolutely fantastic. As we now go on the right hand side, alongside the Martinator and Miguel Oliveira, we're up into 7th position already. What a start for the MotoGP World Champion. What a brilliant start for the Aprilia here today. So now we have Jack Miller, Maverick Vinales in our sights. Can we do one better and get up the inside of the Australian? It doesn't look like it's going to happen as of yet. I can see a Pramac Ducati bike getting ever so close, and with Jack Miller there on the right as well. The Ducati sandwich separating the Bologna factories with the Noale factory of the Aprilia. But right now, good start for Grant, but an even better start for the whole shot man, Johan Zarco. Look at him already breaking away from the pack. Are we going to see the Zarco show once again, just like last season, till about halfway through? Ooh, I feared a Pramac Ducati scything into the back of the Aprilia there. That was too close. There is yellow flags out, so someone's gone down just behind us from turn 10 and turn 11. Not entirely sure who it was, and I don't think we're going to find out as of yet. But for the time being, 8 laps in this one, 7 laps to go as we're just finishing up the first one. Quartararo a little bit wide there. You've seen him getting out of shape, and there is Jorge Martin on the left-hand side of your picture. Is he going to go for a lunge here? Oh, he's going to get very close. Is the former rookie, the now sophomore rider, if you will, as we now get on the right-hand side for turn 16 rather, as Quartararo has just lost some more positions. Not a good start for the real-life world champion. And now let's see what power we have under this Aprilia RSGP. Power setting 3 enabled, full acceleration. Look at us, we're quicker than the Ducatis. Absolutely fantastic. Can we go hard on the brakes and up on the inside of Maverick Vinales? That is an incredible braking manoeuvre as we just push Maverick a little bit wide. Fabio is still somewhere in the picture, but we are now up into 4th position. Fantastic. Major props. Look at the performance. Bagnaia is having a good old look behind him to say, what on earth is he doing here? Didn't he start on the back of the grid almost? I tell you what though, what a start. I'm super pleased with that one. For some reason, I've mentioned it since last season, the AI in MotoGP 21 are so unbeatable. They're absolutely impeccable in practice and qualifying, but when it comes to the race, they do tend to struggle somewhat. So this is where we have the advantage, because my lap times are pretty much always roughly the same. I can compete with these guys, I can beat these guys, but in the practice and the qualifying, they always find a way to make life more than harder for me, and it's just really difficult to practice and qualify well here in MotoGP 21, but never fear, we have improved. We got back up into the front positions exactly where we needed to be. Power setting 3 has been enabled, and I'm going to leave it for a while, so I'm hoping now, without the assistance of the 3rd power setting, can we still stay with the Suzuki of Joan Mir and the Ducatis ahead of Bagnaia and Johan Zarco. So on the right hand side we'll go now in the toughest sector for me. I do really struggle in the 3rd split. If you watch the video for qualifying just 4 hours ago, you'll know how much I had a hard time just trying to do well in that 3rd and 4th split. Now already we've lost a bit of time to Joan Mir, and we also lost a bit of time to Maverick Vinales behind, as he is now only a 1/10 of a second behind us, just out there on your left hand side of your screen of course. So now on the right hand side for turn 16, nice and tight on the apex. I might shift it back up to power setting 3 to really see what we can do coming out of the final corner. The gap is 1/10 of a second is to Maverick Vinales. Let's see what it's going to be by the time we're going to hit hard on the brakes. And here we go for the 2nd time of asking. Very firm on the brakes we go. Actually the 3rd time of asking, as this is the beginning of the 3rd lap. We are still in 4th place. 2.5 of a second separate ourselves and Maverick Vinales. We actually gained a little bit more in that first split, but 0.4 of a second. I think he's going to eat me up towards the end of this particular lap, but not a bad lap from us. A 1:52.264. That would have been actually pretty much better than what we set in the qualifying, I think, or was it maybe a 1:51.7? I can't actually quite remember as of yet. but we've completely gone wide there, and that has allowed not only the KTM but the Yamaha of Maverick Vinales as well. Can we fight back going into the left-hander for turn 6? It looks like we've got that defensive position, pushing Maverick wide for the second time this Grand Prix. We now hold back onto 4th place. I will take 4th place with absolute glee, with no issue whatsoever. We must try and finish close to the podium to make sure we get as much points as possible, but for the time being I'm more than happy with 4th place. I think that's great. We started 21st. Points were just a pipe dream when we were on the line. Now it's looking like a reality that we're going to get at least 13 points. This is very promising, and I'm feeling much better. So on the right hand side we'll go now for that right-hander that just causes me a little bit of issue. I think it plagues a lot of players. It's a tough corner to get, and same as here for turn 13. Just difficult to navigate. It's hard to avoid the rumble strip, because of course getting on the rumble strip on MotoGP 21 can sometimes be quite dire. So thankfully we're alright. We're still on board our respectable Aprilia RSGP as we now go underneath the Barwa sign. It's time now to fight back and talk. Oh, speaking of fighting back, look at that move from Maverick Vinales. That was superb. Didn't even pick me up, just flew on through and said, let me take over from 4th place. I'm happy to stay behind Maverick if he can breach the gap and get us over to Joan Mir, but I don't think it's going to happen. Still power setting 2 enabled. Look at the speed that we have just had ahead of Maverick Vinales. That is fantastic as we now run it a little bit wide. Oh, goodness me. That's not good. That additional speed that we got there made it really hard to rub off enough speed to go on the right hand side for turn 1, but never mind, we lost a bit of ground. Let's see if we can fight back. This is where we're going to get a good indication of how well we're performing here in Qatar. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I mentioned in the qualifying, it is a track I struggle at no matter how much I love this track. It's just one of those ones that gives me a hard time. So on the right hand side we'll go in the strongest sector for me. This first and second split are pretty good, so I might be able to close in on Miguel Oliveira. If I lose that toe and I lose touch with him going into the 3rd and 4th split, I better believe it's not going to happen. So let's see how we can fare going into the right hander for turn 7. A little bit wide, not as smooth on this Aprilia compared to last season, and therefore Jorge Martin has taken over. The difference we had in the official winter testing as we have removed that nice smooth stability that we had with the Aprilia and favoured a more powerful, meatier package from the Noale factory team, and unfortunately it will have its pros and cons. The caveats being it doesn't handle as well as the bike did last season, but the strengths, the proof is in the pudding. You've seen how quick we were on the straight here in Qatar. That is going to help massively in some of the tracks such as Mugello, Qatar as you've seen, and just some tracks that have a long straight, even Aragon as well. But not only that, having the power to come out of the corners with strength is pretty much a massive strength to have. It's a weakness we really struggled not having last season, so we can only see how things can progress from here, with Johan Zarco leading the way, Bagnaia in 2nd and Joan Mir as you were in 3rd place. But for the time being I'm going to have to use power setting 3 again and see how close we can close down Jorge Martin. So the gap is from 0.6 of a second, it's now down to 5.5, now down to 5 tenths. As we get closer on the brakes into turn 1, it's got to get this right, not bad. Went a little bit deep, but now we could fight back going into the left-hander for turn 3. We should be able to close in a little bit more. You can just see the visual of the bike. It's much looser than it was last season. Last year it looked really planted. I'm really struggling to get it to stop in some of the corners. This is going to be a bit of adjustment to do, but I think once we've got it right, we should have a very complete package underneath us. Now, last year was a championship winning bike, as Maverick Vinales has gone a little bit too wide there and allowed the Portuguese man and the Spaniard to get on through. So Vinales back from 4th to 6th. That's a bit of a mistake coming in for the 2013 Moto 3 World Champion. A fresh start for Maverick Vinales in real life. If we'd start on MotoGP 22, he'd be my teammate, but for the time being, still on board the factory Yamaha, of course. So now on the left-hand side, we will go for turn 8, turn 9. This short little kink here can be very difficult to get right. You've seen the bike sliding around, and Quartararo is only 0.2 of a second behind. So a good start for Fabio Quartararo was pretty much required, which he didn't get. He's gone backwards and now he's trying to fight his way through. A bit like the real-life version of Qatar when he fought his way through brilliantly to take the victory in the second round of the championship. But for the time being, into turn 13, we have Maverick Vinales in our sights. And I tell you what, I'm taking a bit of confidence in here because we have closed him in the worst sector for me. And we're only down by 0.3 of a second to our personal best sector. With a nice bit of slipstream here, we could have ourselves that 6th position without too much issue. So on the right hand side for the final corner, Fabio Quartararo is there just behind us. He's a tenth and a bit, bringing on the acceleration. Now we won't even need power setting 3 to get ahead of Maverick Vinales, but there we go. We'll jump into the third power setting just to get a little bit further ahead. 0.4 of a second down. It's another 1:52 lap for Grant, not too bad, as we'll brake extremely hard for the right-hander of turn 1. Now we have Jorge Martin and Miguel Oliveira in our sights. I'm beginning to feel more confident now as we get on the left-hand side. We lose the front! Oh no, the bike was unstable. We mentioned it the lap before, and unfortunately Disastrous struck for the world champion. A season without blemishes, -1 in Phillip Island as Jack Miller took me out, but this season starts off with a massive blemish for the world champion. What a disaster! A Qatari nightmare. The front really tried to hold on, but unfortunately that amazing start and the brilliant race so far is ended in tears and a very, very disappointing result. I cannot believe we dropped the ball on that one. That is huge. Already we are starting on a tremendous deficit to start off this 2021 second season championship. Oh, that is disastrous. Absolutely terrible. I can't believe I've done that. Heads are in hands, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. We had a wonderful chance of getting into the 4th position there with Miguel Oliveira and Jorge Martin not being too far away. But that has just ended extremely poorly. The next couple of laps are not going to be anything special for us. I really felt like that was going to be a very special Grand Prix, at least going towards the end of the Grand Prix. But unfortunately I blew it. I don't think it was the medium tyres, I just think I was holding... Oh, Maverick Vinales has just crashed. Something has happened to the Yamaha man. I'm not entirely sure where that has happened, but I just seen the Spaniard's name just pop up on the left-hand side of the screen, and now obviously is with me in 18th and 19th place respectively. So, oh, in fact, there he is. That's where the man has been taken out. Unfortunately, not good for Maverick Vinales as well. And I'm also noticing something even more bleak for us right now. We are the worst Aprilia right now on the grid. Lorenzo Savadori's in 16th place, and I don't think we're going to get anywhere near the points here tonight, and I'm really disappointed. I owe you guys a massive apology. I think I've ruined something really special there. I think that was going to be an incredible finish, and I blew it. It's a bit like Darren Binder taking out Dennis Foggia in Portimao. That would have gone down straight to the wire and we would have had an incredible finish. I felt like that was the same here today, and I've just basically bended the whole performance. So my apologies to you guys, and what a disaster. Honestly, what a disaster. We will have another Grand Prix here tomorrow, so we can always try again. But the worst has come to the worst here in today's Grand Prix. Terrible in the sense of qualifying. Not bad for the sense of race pace. We were looking pretty promising. But unfortunately, racecraft is to be desired. A massive mistake coming in from the world champion. And this has ultimately ended a first round disaster for Matt Grant. It certainly wasn't special that I hoped it had been. And I'd been thinking about starting in Qatar with a bang for quite a while, because I felt like last season was a turning point. Halfway through towards the end of the season, we'd begun to do really well in the sense of qualifying. And I felt like this was the one really to see how well we can turn things around. And disappointingly, it was a disaster. There is only one way to describe it, and that is an absolute disaster from my part. I owe everyone an apology, but never fear, we still have another round in Qatar tomorrow, so make sure you're subscribed and ready to watch the video tomorrow as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video so far, nonetheless, even though I just crashed. But let's finish the lap with style, let's finish the race with style, and have our heads held up high for the next Grand Prix. So a quick recap as things stand. That top three have not budged at all, and look how far ahead they are in the bottom left hand corner of your screen. Zarco, Bagnaia, Joan Mir are absolutely killing it right now. They are doing a tremendous job, as Marc Marquez has just moved ahead of Lorenzo Savadori, so we're only one position away from Lorenzo Savadori. The sad thing is it separates us by 18 seconds, so unless we're going to have the incredible lap that no one's ever seen before, I very much doubt we're going to dethrone Savadori from that 17th spot. Let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you think of this practice and qualifying and race session of today. Do you think we're going to have a tough season on our hands? Do you think we're going to bounce back well in Qatar too? Or do you reckon we're going to have to wait a bit longer? Of course, my favourite tracks are coming up very soon, so for the likes of Portimao, Jerez, Le Mans, of course Le Mans, we have never finished lower than first place in Le Mans. Every single time we have featured in Le Mans, we have come away with a victory. So good times are coming, and those are the tracks that we really need to take advantage of. We need to grab them by the horns and take as many points as possible away from our championship contenders. And look at Maverick Vinales crashing once again. An absolute disaster for both Maverick Vinales. In fact, I did not realise Aleix Espargaro was down in 20th place. He has just crashed as well. So Lorenzo Savadori is going to be top Aprilia, but still no points are going to be gained for the Aprilia team. That is awful. That is truly, truly awful. Of course, it is only the 3 bikes on the grid. We don't have any more than that, so I guess it's going to be hard as it is. But with 2 Ducatis taking over at the front, it's a job well done already for Ducati, who took the Constructors' Championship in real life and in the video game form. But for the time being, this final lap will be completed in a moment's time. We've just got a couple more corners to go, but look at that graphic. It looks like Johann Zarco is about to win, unless Pecco Bagnaia get him on the line. It looks like Zarco wins with Bagnaia in second, and Joan Mir takes over third place as well. Brilliant finish for both 3 men, especially for Joan Mir. That is fantastic. A third place start in that podium in a track like Qatar is a brilliant job done. But I tell you what's not brilliant, finishing 18 seconds behind Marc Marquez, who has just dropped the position to Lorenzo Savadori. 30 seconds behind the leaders after a disastrous crash into turn 4. That is going to be it for us. I hope you're going to enjoy Qatar 2 a bit more than the end of this Grand Prix. So a quick recap: Zarco wins with Bagnaia in second and Joan Mir in third place. Oliveira Martin, Miller, Quartararo, Espargaro and Danilo Petrucci finish up your top 9. Now a quick look at the championship standings. It didn't take a genius to work out those positions. It's exactly the same from the race a moment ago. We're going to be dead last with absolutely no points on offer for us today. A semi-magnifique start for Johann Zarco, who started this one with a victory and now leads the team championship with Pramac Racing, with Jorge Martin picking up points as well. They are now 6 points clear from Ducati and 17 clear from Red Bull KTM and Suzuki X-Star. So that's it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. Like, comment and subscribe if you really enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow for more MotoGP 21 content. Thanks for watching, guys, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.